it's that time, the NFF elections, and a lot of a lot of build-ups to the elections. But this past week, we had a mad, should I say, huge twist to the elections, and these things are just
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the drama.
Coming together just as we are getting to the election day. First off, it was the LMC being declared illegal by the Sport Ministry, and now
childish behavior.
And now, a group of individuals, a group of people came out to release a letter.
You should say it were a group of unidentified charlatans, on gun no men.
This was scary. They were trying to say blood is going to flow. They are trying to bomb the venue. This was the letter stated in full. It said, we write to ask for the cancellation of the NFF election holding in Benin, Edo State on the 30th of September. This is so because of the atrocities committed by the present board, embezzlement and fraud committed by the Amaju Pinnick-led board with various
take
cases.
Them to court or let EFCC and ICPC do their job.
Let me just run this letter. With various cases pending in EFCC and ICPC, refusal to various players' unions and so many stakeholders in the intended elections, blatant refusal to adjust the statutes to accommodate all intending stakeholders to come to the board. In view of the above, we ask that the election be stopped till such a time when all reforms are carried out. The stakeholder also added in this that refusal to adhere to our warning will be met with very serious consequences. We will not hesitate to bomb and bring down the venue of the election, and blood will flow. Your agreement to the cancellation will save the lives that are supposed to be lost. How do you come up with such a threat, in these times of our football? We are anticipating a reform, a new board to come in, and you're coming out with such statements saying blood will flow, you're going to bomb the venue. But I think, in respect to this, I saw a court order that the elections have been postponed, but I also read something else that it might still hold despite the court order. So what do you make of all of these situations, and what do you think is going to lead us to?
Amaju is still the winner, and eventually you put the court order, you keep Amaju longer. You plan to bomb. What is disgusting about this is that the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports stamp and receive this letter, and there is nothing. This is an actionable thing. There is no action that have been done. Nobody's been arrested. But then somebody will just be going on their way because they have dreadlock, like me and you, will be arrested. Somebody who carry a laptop will be arrested. Somebody completely bragged about treasonable felony, terrorism against the state, and nobody's been arrested. Nobody's been prosecuted. It's funny, okay? If you want reforms have a proper channel to go about it. The Congress is the one that would do it. So their accusations and the allegations, they are just all over the place. If you say there are cases that are pending with EFCC and ICPC, then find a way to fast track it. If it's not working, it means that they've not found any evidence against them. If you have evidence, go and present to. Don't make yourself judge, jury, and prosecutor at the same time. You can't do that. That's one. Two, if really they are stakeholders, the conversation they're having, players union, this one, that one, players unions in Nigeria, you know why I don't ever take them serious? The first ever players union that was formed in this country was formed in a place called AC College in Warri. Austin Popo and Harrison Jala then. I was the number 3 person to register. After Austin Popo and Harrison Jala, I was the next person. And I convinced a lot of players in Warri, the late Roberta Karuye, Itoario Modiagbe, and then I went to Port Harcourt. I was preaching their gospel. But then again, their personal greed caused that organization, that association to fall apart. And let me tell you the thing about crisis. Crisis revealed the measure of people. Because at the end of the day, those crises revealed that these guys were fighting for themselves. And if you talk about changing the Congress, the reason why this later came out, some people just realize that the 44 members voting Congress will not favor them. So they wanted to go to 111 so that it can easily be manipulated. But what I say to them is wait for the new board to come in, and one of the key things you want to address is to address the change in number. Now, why do you want to change this number? Are you changing the number just because of election? Is government so interested in Nigerian football only because of election? How much does government fund Nigerian football and Nigerian sports in general? Why are stakeholders not coming out to complain that, the government funding of sports is too low? Why are stakeholders not coming to say we've we've had democracy since 1999. We need Decree 101 abolished. Why are stakeholders not coming out to talk about national sports policy? Why would government, okay, some people just went to Commonwealth Games and won, and they were giving 4.5 million for winning gold.
Yeah.
What are the people that have been winning gold in other competitions since? Why is it that the reward for sporting excellence is at the whims and caprices of the government at any time, what they feel like? And why is the honors not even? Okay, some people want gold, they are in category A. Some people want gold, the same gold, they are in category B. Please explain to me what makes my gold fall into category B and why your gold is in category A. Why are there no stakeholders speaking? Is it because those people are not important, or there's no political money to get? Listen, most of the people calling themselves stakeholders, the reason why they are aggrieved is this board for the past 8 years or so have refused to carry entourage when they are traveling, and it has hurt people to the very bone marrow. This board have also refused to share the money like PDP. It has hurt a lot of people. That's the truth. People might not agree, but I am deep enough in football. I have sat in different circles. I've listened to different people. I've had somebody said that the reason why he's angry with Amaju and he will do everything to frustrate him is because Amaju refused to help him renew his visa. He wanted to go to France. The Eagles were traveling. All Amaju needed to do was just to take his passport and give him a visa extension. But now he cannot do it on his own. That's the reason why. I've also had an ex-player say that the reason why he's angry with the Amaju board and he will do anything to frustrate them is that when they get money, he had a problem. He went to meet him to help him with money, and the guy did not help him with money. And so for that reason, things will go wrong. The money is everybody's money. Who told you it's everybody's money? These are the kind of stakeholders we have. So let me give you an example that you would understand well. You know those guys who they call SUG?
Yeah.
They are also stakeholders, but I call them the demons of Nigerian sports because they've gone past football now. But they have their own use, whether they are nuisance or not, they have their own use. Now, these other stakeholders who kind of like fit into the educated group of people, they are the same. Nigerian football have been built on sharing money for eternity, since forever. So when somebody who came in that is not getting that kind of money from government decided, okay, I'm going to go do get sponsors, you're not going to take sponsors money and share with people.
That's not.
You can't do that. You account for it. And so people now say, oh, this man, you have private jet, you are living in Ikoyi, you are doing this, or Shewudiko, you are in Maitama, oh, Sheya Kiwumi, you are here. So all these guys are all thieves. No. They were successful people before. And if you run your own business and you're successful or you're doing well, you will not be looking for football money to cling on to. You will not be looking for free travel. And the funny thing with this group of people, when you say, okay, come and travel with the national team, the next thing they'll tell you, I want to bring my babe.
Yeah.
They shouldn't come out and look like they are the saints that's trying to save Nigerian football. These are people that when I was in Brazil in 2014 for the World Cup, when France beat Nigeria, something happened. Aminu Megari and the board of the NFF, they disappeared from the hotel that they were. They went to somewhere else. I think they left Sao Paulo, they went to Belo Horizonte. And the numbers that they were using, most Nigerian journalists and most people who travel with the team could no longer get to Aminu Megari. And the story changed. Aminu Megari happened to be the most successful NFF president in the history of Nigerian football, right? But the story changed from that moment. Everybody became stakeholder. Everybody started writing against Aminu Megari. If there's anybody who's ever deserved to have a second term in office, it was Aminu Megari. But they turned on him. You know why they turned on him? Some people said he was supposed to give them weekly allowances of $2,000. Who the hell are you that they'll be giving you $2,000? Is it budgeted? And it's government money. Everybody's entitled to it. So everybody's looking for the loopholes where they will take money. So once the man disappeared and wasn't taking calls anymore, needed to go back. Some of them were stranded. I know how many people, I'm not going to mention them, but I know how many people I kept in my house. You can go and ask Overdose, because it was me and Overdose are sharing the same flat. Or Ashina Okeleji was living in the flat next to us in Verona State. I know how many people who were, because of them, I started sleeping on chairs so that they can sleep on our bed. You don't want to understand the snoring and the inconvenience that they gave to us. But hey, life is life. You got to live. When you live outside, you try to help your people. These people didn't come for coverage of the World Cup. They came for Jaye Jaye. Guess what? they had to now inconvenience us to start looking for match ticket for them to go watch matches because we're doing commentaries. We start going overboard, doing the things that we're not supposed to even do to assist people because they're from our country. They were nuisance to themselves. But hey, they are what? Stakeholders. You have to carry them along. The gods of our land will not be at peace with you if you don't carry them along. So somebody came up and was able to stand up to the faces of these people and like, I don't give a hoot about that. If you're a stakeholder, if you want to go and watch the Super Eagles game, jump on a plane and fly, go and watch the game. Buy tickets and go and watch the game. If you can't, forget about it. If you're coming for Super Eagles game in Abuja, go and stay in your own hotel. Go and look after yourself. If you cannot, then forget about it. That's where this whole stakeholder problem came from. If he was giving, if he was sharing money, they would even rubber stamp him to go for another term. Unfortunately, he's not doing that. And I'm very, very happy to see this election come through. And let somebody else come in and let's see how much of the money we'll see and share. That's what I'm looking forward to. But all this later, this is nonsense.
So you think the election is going to hold?
If there's a court order, I'm one of those persons who do not stand in the way of the court, okay? Because that's obstruction of justice and I could be held for contempt of court. So if they go ahead, if they can vacate the order before the end of the month, the election will hold. But if they don't vacate it, then let's keep ourselves here. Because I know that this whole conversation is coming because some people who felt entitled to win have decided to use a court injunction to stop it. But then who's losing?
All right. For those of you listening, the election date is slated for September 30th at Benin, Edo State. So, like I said, we hope it's going to hold to usher in the new board for Nigerian football just at the turn of the year, and hopefully this brings good fortune for Nigerian football moving forward, because we don't want all these shenanigans, all these distractions happening to our football, especially from those at the head. So yeah, September 30th, the election date, and hopefully, like I said, we are hoping it's going to hold and there's no bomb and no blood is going to flow at the end
People
of the day.
who have bomb don't tell you they have bomb.
Very true.
Exactly. So I don't know why you come out to say that and put it out in an official letter, and you won't hesitate to bomb the venue. But it is what it is. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think there will be any bomb, and I don't think any blood is going to flow. But we just hope the election is going to hold.
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.